Okay, think about this. What if you could tell an AI exactly what you want a software project to do, and it just built it, start to finish, no human engineer needed? Today, we're doing a deep dive into ridges. It's a really fascinating project right at the cutting edge of AI, specifically looking at these AI software agents. Our goal here is to unpack how ridges isn't just trying to, help human engineers, but actually aiming to replace them entirely. We'll look at their unique take on cost, quality, and how this whole decentralized network thing fits in. We've got some great sources, project docs, even an interview with the founder who's surprisingly young.
Yeah, and what's really compelling, I think, is we're not just talking small improvements here. This isn't just another coding tool. We're looking at a potential fundamental shift in how software gets made. And the market,
Yeah.
huge. We're talking over $400 billion globally.
Right, $400 billion. So let's dig into that core idea first. Ridges wants to build AI agents that can take a simple prompt, just a description, and build the whole software project, the end game. Fully autonomous software creation, no human oversight needed. You just explain your vision, and out pops the finished product.
It's important to make the distinction here, though. We see a lot of AI coding tools now, right? Things like Claude Code, Cursor. They're more like assistants, like a co-pilot for the human engineer.
Mhm.
Makes them faster. Ridges is aiming higher. It's trying to shift from augmenting the human to having the AI actually manage the whole coding process, almost like an HR tool, but it's managing an AI engineer instead of a person.
And the potential market, like you said, is just enormous. That $400 billion, that's what companies spend every year on software engineer salaries. Tech giants, banks, accounting firms. Everybody needs software built. Ridges thinks they can either make those engineers way, way more productive, like 100 times, or maybe even automate large chunks of the work entirely. That's a huge slice of the pie they're going after.
And they have a pretty clear plan to get there. It's kind of a two-phase thing. First phase, tools to help human engineers work faster, similar to what's out there now, gets them in the door. But then phase two is the big one. Take the humans out of the loop, let product managers or even just regular managers deploy these AI agents directly to build stuff. That's the real disruption path.
Okay, that vision of autonomous AI engineers is definitely compelling. But how do they actually plan to beat the big players? The ones already pouring money into AI coding. What makes Ridges different?
Ah, okay, yeah. This is where their strategy is really distinct. If you look at the competition, Claude Code, Cursor, Devin, Windsurf, names like that, they tend to focus on building their own really powerful and very expensive large language models, the LLM,
Yep.
the big AI brains. And then they put sort of a thin agent layer on top to guide it. Ridges flips that. They go for a thick agent layer and a thin model.
Thick agent, thin model. What does that mean in practice?
So think of it like this. The agent layer is the part that does the reasoning, the planning, the breaking down of tasks, error correction. Regis makes that part incredibly smart and sophisticated. It means the agent can figure out complex problems and guide the process really well, even if the underlying brain, the LLM, the thin model like, say, DeepSeek V3 isn't the absolute most powerful or expensive one out there. Competitors often rely on having the biggest, most expensive model and hope its raw power handles everything, with less focus on that intricate agent orchestration.
Okay, I see. And that must have huge implications for how much it costs to run, right?
Absolutely massive. Their unit economics, the cost per task, are incredibly low.
Yeah.
They claim their inference cost, basically. The cost each time the AI runs is something like 1/250th of competitors.
1/1250th. Seriously, that's staggering.
It is. So you look at something like Claude Code, maybe costing around $3,500 a month. Ridges is aiming for something closer to $1,000 a month. And think about that potentially replacing engineers who might cost $10,000 a month or more.
Wow. That doesn't just save money, it completely changes who can afford custom software development. Opens it up massively.
Exactly. And the performance is improving rapidly, too. They're already showing over 60% success on standard coding benchmarks, like SWE Bench. And it's getting better fast. The founder even told this story. They had to switch to a worse underlying AI model temporarily. Performance dropped, from maybe 45% success down to 30%, but within just 2 days, by only improving the agent layer, they got it right back up to 45%. It really shows that the agent's intelligence is key, not just the raw model power.
That's really telling. And it contrasts sharply with what you hear about some competitors, right?
Yeah.
There's that rumor.
Yeah, the rumor about, say, Cursor is that for every dollar they make in revenue, they might be spending $5 just running the expensive AI models. It's not sustainable long term. So what often happens is they launch this great product, everyone loves it, but they're bleeding cash. Then quietly, to survive, they start swapping in cheaper, less capable models behind the scenes.
Ah, so you pay the same price, but the quality actually goes down over time.
Exactly. Ridges, because their advantage comes from the agent getting better, promises the opposite.
Yeah.
Continuous improvement. The agent layer is always evolving.
And that also means they're not tied to one specific AI model. Right.
Precisely. They're model agnostic.
Mm.
If Google or OpenAI or Anthropic or anyone releases a better, faster, cheaper model tomorrow, Ridges can just plug it in instantly. Huge strategic flexibility in field moving this fast. They avoid getting locked into one expensive vendor.
Okay, this continuous improvement being model agnostic, it sounds like it needs a very different kind of engine running underneath it all. How do they actually achieve that relentless progress and keep costs so low?
Right, this is where the whole Bittensor ecosystem comes in.
Yeah.
It's a decentralized network, kind of like a global computer network, built specifically to incentivize AI development using its own crypto token, Tau. Ridges operates as what's called a subnet within Bittensor. Think of subnets as specialized AI services running on the network. And it's super competitive. Basically, different developer teams create agents, they compete, and the ones whose agents perform the best get rewarded with Tau tokens. And here's the kicker, the winning code. It's made open source.
Oh, interesting. So everyone else can then build on the best solution.
Exactly. It creates this incredibly powerful feedback loop. Every 12 hours, there's a sort of update. The best agent code becomes the new baseline, everyone learns from it, and the whole system improves. Knowledge isn't lost.
It's like accelerated evolution for AI agents.
You got it. And it works. They're seeing huge engagement, hundreds of new agent submissions every single day. They're processing something like 400 million inference tokens daily. The pace of innovation is just nuts because of this transparent, incentive-driven competition.
You mentioned Ridges uses other subnets within Bittensor, like Shoots and Targan, for its AI models. How does that work? What's this composability idea?
Yeah, composability is key. It means different services on Bittensor can use each other. So Ridges, instead of paying, say, OpenAI directly for model access, might use another Bittensor subnet like Targan that provides access to various models. And here's the subsidization effect. Because these subnets are all contributing value to the Bittensor network, they earn Tau emissions from the network itself. It's like the network is paying for part of the R&D or the operational costs.
So Bittensor itself is essentially subsidizing the compute costs for Ridges.
In effect, yes. A significant portion is covered by these network incentives, which Ridges can then pass on as savings to its customers. It creates these massive compounding cost advantages that a normal startup just wouldn't have.
And the team behind this, you mentioned the founder story.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. The core team is tiny, like 5 people.
Yeah.
It includes interns literally working out of the founder's basement, apparently. And the founder himself, he's only 21.
21, wow.
Yeah, went from dental school, taught himself programming, somehow ended up on Twitter's transition team for a bit, and then chose this decentralized route with Bittensor. He specifically pointed out that Bittensor provides something like $50 million a year in R&D subsidies through these network commissions. No way a traditional startup, especially one that's small and young, could afford that kind of R&D budget.
So the decentralized competition isn't just a gimmick. It's fundamental to their model. Why not just hire a bunch of smart engineers like a regular company?
Because honestly, in this space, optimizing these AI agents to get the most out of LLMs, nobody really knows the perfect answer yet. It's uncharted territory. So instead of one team guessing, you let thousands of different brains all over the world try different experiments simultaneously. The network automatically finds, rewards, and propagates the best solutions. It's like forced, rapid evolution. And the numbers show it, over 8,400 different agent variations submitted so far.
Okay, fascinating stuff. So where is Ridges right now in terms of a product people can actually use, and how would someone, say, a developer or a company, interact with it?
They're actually really close to a public launch, maybe just weeks away. The first product will be an IDE, an integrated development environment. Think of it like a coding workspace, similar to Cursor, but powered by these Ridges agents behind the scenes. It'll help developers build things faster and also help people develop better agents for the Ridges network itself. And they're aiming to hit parity with Claude Code's problem-solving ability. That's 73% success rate very soon.
And how are they planning to get the word out?
The initial plan sounds pretty grassroots. They're targeting engineers directly, apparently. Something like 76% of engineers already use AI coding tools every day, so it's a receptive audience. They're planning a big push, highlighting the earning potential on the Bittensor side. Earn $40,000 a day if you build the top-performing agent. That kind of headline gets attention in developer communities, and they'll position themselves as the alternative that improves over time, unlike competitors who might degrade.
What about bigger companies, enterprises? You mentioned privacy concerns earlier.
Yeah, that's a huge angle for them. Because Ridges is fully open source, enterprises have a major advantage. Many big companies are hesitant, understandably, to send their private, proprietary code base off to some third-party AI company's servers. Major security risk.
Right, trade secrets and all that.
Exactly. With Ridges, an enterprise can take the open source code, deploy the agents entirely inside their own infrastructure on their own servers. Their data never leaves. They can then buy a license for the latest, best-performing agent version, which auto-updates, but run it all securely in-house.
That seems like a massive selling point for large organizations.
Definitely. And the vision goes beyond just writing new code. They see potential for agents doing automated code reviews, fixing bugs in existing software, optimizing code bases, even building entire blockchain subnets just in the specs. The ultimate goal is pretty ambitious. The AI engineer not only writes the code, but also automatically sets up the hosting, the scaling, everything needed to actually run the software. True end-to-end automation.
Okay, one potential hurdle, though. You have all this amazing tech linked to Bittensor, Tau, crypto. A lot of really talented AI researchers and developers out there might be brilliant at AI, but frankly, want nothing to do with crypto, or they just find it too complex. How does Ridges deal with that?
That's a really good point, and they seem to have a clever workaround. They've built a specific dashboard. It lets external researchers or developers contribute, essentially mine, on the network by submitting improved agents without ever having to buy, hold, or even understand Tau or crypto wallets.
How does that work?
You just log in with a regular Google account, you submit your agent code through their platform. If your agent performs well and earns rewards on the Bittensor network, which are initially paid in Tau tokens, Ridges handles the conversion in the background. They take the Tau earnings, convert it into regular money like US dollars or euros, take a small fee for the service, and send the cash straight to the developer's bank account.
Ah, so the developers get paid in fiat? They don't have to touch crypto at all if they don't want to?
Exactly. It lowers the barrier significantly, lets them tap into a much wider pool of AI talent who might otherwise be put off by the crypto aspect. Plus, it potentially reduces sell pressure on the Tau token as Ridges handles the conversion more strategically.
That's smart. And you mentioned something about recursive loops, miners using Ridges.
Yeah, it's starting to create this interesting internal economy within Bittensor. Miners who are competing in other subnets on Bittensor are realizing that Ridges agents are pretty good at optimizing things. So they're starting to use Ridges agents to help them build better solutions for their contests on other subnets. It creates this feedback loop where Ridges' success helps others succeed, which in turn drives more value and utility back to the whole Bittensor network and the Tau token.
Fascinating. It really shows the potential power of these interconnected, decentralized systems.
Precisely. It's a great example of using crypto's unique incentive mechanisms not just for finance, but to make a real-world product, automated software development, fundamentally better and more competitive. It's a strong argument that these decentralized networks can genuinely challenge the big centralized tech companies.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you, our listener? Ridges clearly isn't just another coding helper popping up. It feels like a really potent example of combining advanced AI agents, open source collaboration, and the unique economic incentives of a decentralized network like Bittensor. The result seems to be this engine for rapid innovation and really disruptive cost efficiency.
Yeah, and if you step back and look at the bigger picture here, Ridges points towards maybe a significant shift. For problems where the solution isn't obvious, where the field is moving incredibly fast like AI development is right now, maybe the old model of one company hiring smart people in-house isn't the most effective way anymore. Perhaps this evolution of brains model, a global open competition where thousands experiment and the best ideas are instantly shared and rewarded, is actually faster and more powerful. So a question maybe to leave you with is, what other really complex, unsolved problems out there could benefit from this kind of approach, moving away from closed R&D labs towards open, incentivized global competition?
A really interesting thought. We hope this deep dive into Ridges has given you a useful shortcut to understanding what could be a very important part of the future of how software gets built.